Hi, this is Sarah Newton here from www.genyguide.com, and this is a video response for Jake Pierce. Jake recently asked me a question and asked me to respond on video. And the question that Jake asked me was, do I think that Gen Y are selfish? And my really quick answer on this is no. In my experience of working with them for 14 years, I find them the most open, team-orientated, engaging, communicative generation that we've seen for a long time. And one of the words I wouldn't put on them at all is selfish. I think they are self-assured, and I think that's very, very different. They do know what they want, they do know what they need, and they're not scared to put those needs first. And I think that the older generations can really code this as being selfish, because it's not something that we're used to. And let's face it, it's about time that a generation came along and, told us that really you're working too hard and you need to take some time for yourself and stop putting other needs first. And this is what this generation do, that they really challenge the status quo that we have in the nation about putting everyone else's needs before yourself. And I don't think that makes them selfish. I think that just makes them different. And I think when we call a generation selfish, it's really short-sighted. It doesn't do anything to really bridge that generation gap. And if you give a generation a tag of being selfish, then they may live up to that. So I don't think we're doing ourselves any favours. And let's face it, if we don't like this generation, then we've really only got ourselves to blame. We've made them this way. As parents, we've asked them to speak up. We've, said to them, it's really important that you say what you need. We've encouraged them. We've given them everything that they could possibly need. At schools, we've wiped out competition. That's why they've become known as the trophy generation, because schools has basically said every child is great and every child deserves to be recognised, which is fantastic. And what that's released into the workforce is a generation of kids that think they're okay, know they're okay, and are quite happy to tell you they're okay, which is really different for us. So I think that we need to embrace this self-assured attitude that they have, not call it selfish, and really move forward. We have so much to learn from them. They are, like I said, so team-orientated. They're for social change, and how can they be team-orientated for social change and also selfish at the same time? That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, we've seen in the Obama election, we've seen how they can be mobilised, how they can stand up for something bigger than themselves. So stop ragging on them, stop calling them selfish. These guys, in my opinion, and from what I see, are just great. I love them, hence why I've spent so long working with them. And I just think that we need to embrace them for all of that they are, see their strengths and skills, and stop putting negative words on them. I mean, it's just not helpful at all. So, Jake, in answer to your question, are Generation Y selfish? The answer is quite clearly and a resounding no from me.